Alright guys, I am behind the wheel of the new Toyota Camry, or the updated Toyota Camry. I mean, it's not like new, right? Um, Everybody is very happy with this facelift. Ooh, ooh, W204 wagon. I don't know what is it called, but it's very nice. Oh, I wish I can turn out. I can't. I can't. Ah, come on. Serious? Make a left turn then. Give up. Heavy traffic. Anyway, this is the current Camry. I think that's the best word for it, because they have given it a major update. First of all, this front end looks a lot more prettier. It is also a lot sportier. All right, and inside here, it used to have like a kind of sensual design. But then, to keep up to modern times, they pushed the aircon vents down here and then stuck a screen on top. I've always said this in my reviews. It is always a fight between the aircon vents and the screen for the center console, because you want air pushing out here, but you also want your screen, right? So a couple of manufacturers have solved it per se, which is to put the aircon vents on the sides and then the screen in the middle instead of fighting for space. You also see some manufacturers give you a 12, 14, 28, whatever screen, and then the aircon vents down here. But in a car, in a driving environment, portrait layout screens are always better than horizontal layout screens. I always notice horizontal layout screens, they do not know what to do with it. Compared to portrait, you actually get to view a much larger map and whatnot. Anyway, now the screen is larger, but so is the UI. So when everything is scaled up, you are not actually enjoying a larger screen with higher pixel density, with more things on it that you can, touch or manipulate at the same time. But nevertheless, they have got like a widget style, where this is one widget that tells you about your fuel consumption information, your audio, and then your map. So that is pretty alright. Resolution wise, it feels 2012 here. It doesn't look 2022. Alright? But granted, this is how it is, because Toyota, Honda, or Nissan never invested in a global uh, infotainment system that is connected with their car and all that, so that it's unified like Mazda. Only Mazda did what, and Lexus. Lexus did what, like those Toyota, no, BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, Volvo, the premium mix, they do that. But for Toyota and Honda, different regions, different suppliers, you have something different. All right. Nonetheless, I think all the stuffs are here. I don't know how to put it, but they always seem to inform consumers that because you're buying a Toyota and not a Lexus, the buttons will feel less Lexus, you know. So anyway, I I hope it's there, but it's not there. I don't blame it, because they need to separate. But I remember distinctly some older Camrys that my family used to own has better buttons, and because those are from Toyota and these are from suppliers. All right, these are always from suppliers. Toyota will tell them, I need this, do this within my cost, and you get the deal. So these are from suppliers. All right. So how's the Camry? This generation Camry, I've always given it huge praises because of how it drives, how it rides. It is very accomplished. Okay, but how do I put it? There is still a price gap, of course, between the Camry and 3 Series per se. The other day there was a viewer who asked me, Bobby, I want to buy my next car. I'm considering between the most entry-level premium German sedan or a Toyota Camry, but I intend to own the car for 10 or up to 12 years. Alright? Without a doubt, I immediately tell him, get the Camry. Because we know what the Camry stands for, right? It stands for outright reliability. It has always been like that. No matter how the interior wears off over the years, or the paint has faded, or some plastics have broken, or the aircon vents have broken, the car will work. 10 years later, 12 years later, 15 years later, alright? Those has always been Camry's trait. What hasn't been Camry's trait until this generation is the way the car corners. Look at how this car corners now. It corners like a Mazda 6. Okay, I've said that a few times. This car now corners like a Mazda 6. It's properly tuned. The way it handles has been properly exercised and massaged, and now it is a car that you enjoy driving, smiling. But at certain times, like now, in this kind of road, I kind of felt that is the steering unnecessarily heavy for a Camry? Sporty, outright sporty. So why Toyota has done this, or why every single manufacturer is doing this? Because nobody now, let's say the traditional Camry or Accord buyer, the Camcott buyers, alright? The traditional Camcott buyers who are willing to spend sub 200,000 or max 200,000 to buy a family car, all of them, I mean all, every single one of them has went into SUVs, alright? And it makes sense. Back then it doesn't make sense because SUVs like the old Pajeros, the old Isuzu Troopers, all that, or the old Toyota Harriers, they can't corner. They can't, right? Hence, people who enjoy cars that drive properly still go to sedan or a large sedan like this. Fast forward since 2014 or 15, almost every single SUV that are for sale now, they know what they're doing on windy roads. They are not clumsy anymore. And when they're not clumsy anymore, people just don't see a reason to buy a low riding sedan like this over an SUV. So everybody has bought an SUV. So who else will buy these now? Who? Right? Hence, only those who appreciate that minute difference between how an X70 versus a Camry. X70 drives tidily, it corners tidily. Is it sporty? No, but it's tidy, right? So there is actually a handling advantage for this over that. Now that's another Camry, one of my favorite, the XV40. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. The XV40 generation Camry feels more comfortable, feels more lounge-like than this. Alright, I'm gonna delay my car so that I think you guys can see the white color XV40 Camry there. Alright, our family had one. I mean, my wife's family had one. We had the XV30, I think, the previous generation, and all of them are very light on their steering wheel, very comfortable to drive, but they can't corner. Alright, this one does. This one is sporty. Alright, so that's the difference. Look at it, it's still so beautiful. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful car. And that's the one that I mentioned that, you know, the buttons feel Toyota. This one feels like supplier. Alright? So the car is comfortable, the suspension is comfortable, the seats are acceptable for its segment. I don't think it's the most comfortable seat that I've sat on, and I wish basically the seat base, I can adjust the front part to go up and down, but I cannot adjust the rear part to go up and down. You know, that means I can't change the angle of my seat base. I can only go like down and up, you know. So it's all right. Don't mind that the front left tire is slightly below pressure. It's like 190 as opposed to 220. This is the dashboard of this current generation Camry. This is my other phone, and this is a very nice Qi charger over here. Put it there, and then it charges, and then you can also slot it in. I love this mechanism. Very, very nice. And then you have a compartment down here, but it's not carpeted. All right, so being a 200k car now and having a sun visor that is higher quality than a lot of premium cars, I expect that to be carpeted. Okay, now I'll go through all these things later, but first off, see the blind at the back there? That's the mechanical blind that goes up and down. I was trying to lower the blind the entire morning. I searched up and down. I just couldn't find the button to lower the blind from the front driver's seats, and eventually I found it on the center console armrest there. All right, but the only way for me to lower it is to shift it into reverse gear. There we go. Pretty smart and pretty low res too. Okay, oops, let me press the camera out again. Yeah, this is the 360 view. It's usable, of course, but I'm surprised how this supplier continues to get continues to be able to get their contract with Toyota ongoing, even though they supply something so, I don't know how to put it, it's just low res and it's been a few years. I just don't understand why they still get it. Anyway, yeah, so that's the steering wheel. Very nice steering wheel, very sporty, very small in size as compared to the entire interior. Okay, and the size of the car, of course. And here we have, you know, automatic headlamp, traction control on off, to activate the camera, and then to open the boot. It's not a powered boot, but it's spring-loaded swan neck mechanism. So you hold it, they release, the whole thing will just bounce up. All right, and that's the fuel cap, and of course, engine start-stop button, paddle shifters. Very sporty car, very nice paddle shifters as well. Okay, and then here we have all the window switches. Door lock and unlock. Is there a lock and unlock button over there? Nope. I would appreciate if the door lock and unlock button is over here. And then the memory seats, and then the side mirrors. Okay, all this was supposed to feel metallic, but obviously is plastic and painted. Not as substantial as that in Mazda, but the material at least makes it feel a little bit cold. Just that it doesn't have the heft of that. Anyway, small complaints because this is not a premium car. Some look-alike leather stitches over here and here as well. And what are you to say about this dashboard? This dashboard doesn't look like a sedan dashboard. It looks like an SUV dashboard, right? The whole thing is very tall, very high, very deep, you know, and it feels like an SUV. If I were to tell you I'm in a Harrier or something, you would have believed me. All right, there's heads-up display. I don't know, I see this, but I don't see anything there. I've been trying to find a button that says, you know, HUD or something, but I just don't see it as of now. Okay, and here you have a little compartment. No, it's not carpeted as well. Yeah, so what is this? Is that a, I don't know. So if your money doesn't fold, but it jiggles, make the sound. Anyway, cup holders, all right. Substantially shaped, but actually unnecessary. Could have been a big compartment with some of these, and then you can use it. But at least there's a cutout here so that you can put some stuffs over there. All right, I appreciate that. Okay, there's a 12-volt socket over here, USB, and that's about it. The wireless charger, gloss black, obviously. As you can see, it attracts quite a bit of static. Okay, so that's the front compartment. It drops, of course, slowly, not covered in felt or carpeted. Yeah, no sunglass holder. Okay, and both sides you have this, pretty nice. Door bin isn't full length, and there's a speaker over here, and then you can put small bottles at best. Not the best door bin. This could have been larger. This could have been full length to make it way more usable. All right. Visibility is really good. The side mirrors are mounted on the doors. You get to see this part and this part, you know. Everything is nice. Just that from the driver's vantage point, because now they stuck this screen up here, which previously was there. Now basically from kind of felt that visibility is a bit hampered here, but small complaints. This one is fitted with JBL speakers, so you get some premium sound system. I still can't get over the fact that JBL designed their A-pillar tweeters like that. It looks pretty aftermarket to me. All right, the seats are just about all right. They're not the most comfortable seats, but you get these. All right. Again, I'm surprised this passed QC in terms of how the leather is finished. I don't know. I mean, it's probably all right, you know, and or there's no choice, because I shouldn't be looking at here. I should be looking at the whole thing like that. This is nice. This is all nice. It's just that this is a bit okay. Maybe I don't understand that much about leather seats. Probably. All right, but they're comfortable enough. Okay, you get this, which you don't get in a 5 Series, and yeah, everything's all right. This screen here kind of buzzes a little bit, but small complaint, and that won't happen to every car, I'm sure. It differs from car to car. Sometimes this type of manufacturing. Oh, let me unlock the door. Okay, the rear seats. That's the party piece of a Camry, right? Oh my god, it's so spacious. Okay, my feet are size 11.5. I still get a lot of room here. I still can slot my feet underneath. Curiously, there's a rather large center tunnel. Are there ports here? Yep, there are some ports there. USB. Okay, aircon vents here. No aircon vents here. And it's not that the roof is structured that way. Interesting. Okay, anyway, these are, of course, this is not a 4-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive or whatever, but it's structured to give rigidity, I suppose. This is pretty interesting. Never have we have a car of this segment having a rear control panel like that of luxury cars. All right, and what does it do? Look at that. Oh, now that's something. Ooh, let me try mine. Mine is okay. Highest position. This is the highest position. All right, this is how I sit. And let's go down now. I would say for a car of this size, this angle of seating is normal. It's just that it is able to sit you like that instead of having a normal sitting position and then it can push you down a lot more. No. All right, so I get a little blind over here, and I can also press this button to put down the shades. Okay, and I can also control the aircon temperature. Curiously, I cannot control the aircon air volume. All right, and I can control the radio channels and all that. I get a cup holder. It's certainly some welcomed, addition to rear seat luxury. But have I then lost the compartment? Yeah, I can't open this. Okay, I can't open this. And yeah, this looks pretty substantial as well. Okay, maybe that's because they add all these features, right? They have to, I don't know, man, the leather work of this car. Oh, no wonder. Look at that, that's a zipper. So these are the type of leather that is prefabricated and the whole thing wears on like a shirt or something, right? Isofix at the back. This sitting angle is very comfortable. Okay, so all in, the interior is a very comfortable car to be in. All right, it handles really well. It's quiet enough. It's luxury enough, but not over the top, as in trying to pretend that it is a premium car. There's no attempt to do that at all. But nevertheless, I would take this over the Accord anytime. All right. And what about the Mazda 6? I think the Mazda 6 still holds up pretty well, except when you come to the rear part. All this is just really nice. Okay, that's the Camry. And of course you get a very large boot. So on the sides, the boot is absolutely colossal. It is colossal. I don't think there are many wagons even that can be compared to the size of this boot. The opening is just super wide. Now the design, how's the design of this car? I think it looks really, really good. It is sporty looking. It is just very, very stylish, not too crazy. And I love the lines that runs across the car. And then I love the paint job as well. This white pearl paint is really nice. So the Camry now is a very sporty looking sedan. Look at it. Look at the profiles. Look at how the metal work, folds over here, and this line here. All this it's a very good looking car. Okay, it's comfortable, it's large, it's spacious, and it's just overall very, very handsome. All right. Yeah, very nice car. Not without its flaws. Okay, not without its flaws. Case in point, this part, the little buzzing I don't mind because it differs from car to car. Okay, and because they added features into the car, it wasn't conceived from day one, to have those features at the back there. All these are added later on, so that I kind of felt that they don't. It's like the blind is there, but there's no button for the driver to lower it, things like that. But overall, very nice car, very nice. All right, that's the Camry. Cheers.